Lazy people process more information before getting out of bed than most people do in an hour, and that's exactly why they can't move. That guilt at 11 p.m. when you're lying there thinking about all the nothingness that you did, yeah, we need to talk about exactly what's going on because it sounds backwards. Lazy people are supposed to be the ones whose brains aren't doing enough, but brain imaging studies show the opposite. People who struggle most with getting started tend to have an overactive prefrontal cortex, the planning center of the brain, and it's running on overtime. Before your feet even touch the floor in the morning, your brain has already simulated your entire day, every task, every potential problem, every possible outcome. And it's mapped out the effort required for everything on your to-do list, calculated the probability of success, and decided that most of it isn't really worth the effort. Your brain is running a cost-benefit analysis on everything you need to do, and it keeps deciding that later is better. This is a real neurological pattern. When scientists studied people who chronically procrastinate, they found larger amygdala volume and weaker connections between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. So the emotional alarm system is louder, and the part of the brain that's supposed to regulate it has a weaker signal. So tasks don't just feel difficult, they feel threatening. There's also something the researchers call the intention-action gap. You can have a perfectly clear intention, like I'm going to the gym tomorrow, but still not do it, because the intention and action use completely different neural pathways. Planning feels productive. Your brain even gives you a small dopamine hit just for making the plan, which is why you can spend an entire Sunday planning out your whole week and feel accomplished even though you haven't actually done anything. The plan became the reward, and your brain is okay with that. Not all laziness works the same way. If you use the wrong fix for the wrong type, you'll just feel worse. The first type is overwhelm paralysis. You have so many things that you need to do, and your brain can't pick one. Your brain sees 20 different tasks and it can't prioritize, so it just shuts down entirely. You're not doing nothing because you don't care. You're doing nothing because your nervous system is flooded with competing demands and it hit the e-brake. The second type is perfectionist avoidance. You won't start because you can't guarantee that the result is going to meet your own expectations. You'd rather do nothing than do something mediocre. And since you can't be sure it'll be great, you never even begin. The irony here is painful because you care so much about the quality that you end up producing nothing at all. The third type is comfort zone gravity. This is the one that looks most like actual laziness from the outside. Your current routine, the scrolling, the napping, the putting things off, has become so familiar that your nervous system treats it as safe. Anything outside that routine registers as a low-level threat. Your body physically resists the unfamiliar, even when the unfamiliar is something you genuinely want. Most people are dealing with at least two of these at the same time, and they're calling themselves lazy, which just adds another layer to the pile of shame, and that makes starting even harder. There's a dua, a supplication that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ made often. "O Allah, I seek refuge in you from helplessness and laziness, from cowardice and stinginess, and from the burden of debt and the oppression of people." Pay attention to what's in that list. Laziness is named right alongside helplessness. The Prophet didn't treat laziness as just some moral failing that you willpower yourself out of. He asked for Allah to give him divine protection against it. He put it in the same category as being overwhelmed and oppressed, things that happen to you, not things that you choose. That distinction is very important because if the Prophet himself treated laziness as something serious enough to ask Allah for help with every day, then maybe beating yourself up about it isn't the answer. There's a well-known hadith that says, "Tie your camel, then trust in Allah." The scholars explain that effort and trust are not competing forces. You take the step you're capable of, however small, and you trust that Allah will take care of the outcome. But the step comes first. Not a perfect step, not the ideal step, just a step. And there's something I noticed about Sister Warta that shifted my perspective on this. She isn't more motivated than others. She doesn't have some special reserve of willpower that I'm missing. She just does things smaller. When she needs to clean the house, for example, she doesn't plan to clean the whole house. She says, "I'm going to put away 5 things. That's it, 5 things. And usually once she started, she keeps going. But if she stopped after 5, that's still 5 more than 0. It looks effortless from the outside, but it's not. She's just figured out something that science confirms. The hardest part is the first 15 seconds of movement. After that, your brain switches from resistance mode to execution mode. She isn't more disciplined, she's just found a way to shrink the starting line. So here's what actually works, and I mean specifically, not just be consistent or find your why. Those are real words that mean absolutely nothing when you're staring at the ceiling. The physical first rule. When you're stuck, don't try to think your way into action. Move your body first. Stand up, walk to where the task happens. If you need to study, walk to the desk and open the book. Don't decide to study, just open the book. Your brain will catch up to your body. This works because movement activates a different neural pathway than planning does. You're bypassing the prefrontal cortex that keeps running cost-benefit analyses and going straight to the motor cortex. So you're tricking your brain into doing the thing before it has time to talk you out of it. The decision cut. Overwhelm paralysis comes from too many choices, so eliminate them. The night before, write down the one thing you're going to do first tomorrow. Not a to-do list, just one thing. Tape it to your fridge or put it on your phone's lock screen, whatever works. When you wake up, there's no decision to make. The decision was made yesterday. All you have to do is execute. And this isn't a productivity hack, it's a direct response to neuroscience. Every decision you make in a day draws from the same limited pool of mental energy. By the time you've decided what to eat, what to wear, which task to do first, you've already burned through a significant chunk of your capacity, but pre-deciding removes that drain. The 90-second window. Studies on procrastination have found that the urge to avoid a task peaks right before you start and drops sharply about 90 seconds after the activity begins. 90 seconds. That's how long you need to endure the discomfort before your brain shifts from "this is a threat" to "okay, we're doing this." When you feel that resistance, that heavy pulling sensation that says "not right now," know that it has a shelf life. 90 seconds of friction. You can sit through 90 seconds of anything. The environment edit. Put your phone in another room, not on silent, not face down on the desk next to you, in a different room entirely. Research on digital distraction consistently shows that the physical presence of a phone reduces cognitive performance, even if the phone is off. Your brain is allocating resources to not checking it, so remove it entirely and you get those resources back. The Prophet ﷺ didn't ask for protection against laziness because it's trivial. He asked because it's real, and it's heavy, and it's a fight every single day. But every time you stand up when your body just wants to sit down, every time you open that book, make that call, take that step before you feel ready, you're doing exactly what the hadith says. You're tying your camel imperfectly, reluctantly, maybe even when you're annoyed about it, but you're tying it. You're not lazy. Your brain is just running a very expensive simulation of your life instead of letting you live it. And the fix isn't motivation, the fix is movement. Small, ugly, imperfect movement that your future self is going to be grateful for. And Allah knows best. Hey, if this video resonated with you, even in a small way, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And if you want psychology and faith in the same conversation every week, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum.